Have you ever stopped to think about the absolutely incredible process that's happening inside you, like right now? We're going to take a look at how your kidneys are constantly cleaning every single drop of your blood to make urine. Okay, let's dive into this seriously brilliant biological system.
You know, it really all boils down to these three stages: ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and secretion. Now, I know they sound like fancy science terms, but trust me, they are the absolute cornerstone of your body's health, of your survival, really. So how in the world do they all work together? Let's unpack it.
So first, you gotta appreciate the challenge here. Your blood is basically a super busy highway. It's carrying everything, life-giving nutrients, sugars, you name it. But it's also carrying metabolic junk and toxins. The mission, which your kidneys accept every single second, is to somehow separate all the good stuff from the bad.
And the sheer scale of this whole operation is, well, it's just mind-blowing. Get this, 200 liters. That's more than 50 gallons of blood filtered every single day. And from all that, only a tiny bit actually becomes waste. This isn't just filtering. This is an unbelievably efficient purification plant running 24/7.
Okay, so let's get into step one of our biological assembly line. This is the first kind of brute force part of the process, where the sorting begins. We're calling it the big squeeze. So this first step is officially called ultrafiltration, and it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. There's this super high pressure inside your kidney's tiny blood vessels, and it literally forces all the small stuff, water, salts, glucose, out of the blood and into the kidney's filtering unit called the nephron. Anything big, like blood cells and proteins, they just get left behind.
Sticking with that assembly line idea, you can imagine this step as just shoving everything small onto a giant conveyor belt. It's not picky at all. It doesn't care if something is a valuable nutrient or just a piece of toxic junk. If it's small enough to get through the filter, bam, it's on the belt.
And that brings us to a really important question, right? If we just tossed out everything on that conveyor belt, we'd be losing a ton of vital stuff our body needs. So, what every good assembly line needs is a quality control station to pull all the valuable items back.
And that is exactly where selective reabsorption comes into play. The key word here, you guessed it, is selective. Now the body gets smart. It actively and intelligently starts grabbing exactly what it needs from that liquid, the filtrate, and pulls it right back into the bloodstream.
So what's so important that it needs to be saved? Well, pretty much everything you need to live. We're talking about all the glucose for your energy, the amino acids for building proteins, almost all of the water, and really important ions like sodium and bicarbonate. These are crucial for everything, from keeping your body's pH perfectly balanced to making sure your nerves can fire.
All right, on to our third and final step. We've squeezed everything out. We've reclaimed all the good stuff. Now it's time for one last, very targeted cleanup to get rid of any trash that's still hanging around.
And this process is called secretion. You can think of it as the complete opposite of reabsorption. So instead of pulling things out of the filtrate, the body is now actively hunting for specific waste products still in the blood and deliberately moving them into the filtrate to be thrown out.
Let's just make this super simple. Reabsorption, that's the rescue mission. It's all about saving what your body absolutely needs to keep running.
And secretion? That's the targeted disposal mission. This is your body doing a final check and going, nope, you definitely have to go. It's the final delicate fine-tuning of your blood chemistry.
And what exactly gets the boot in this final step? Things like extra hydrogen ions to keep your blood pH from going haywire, toxic ammonia, any excess potassium, and even some drugs like penicillin. That's actually why you have to take certain medicines on a schedule. Your kidneys are actively working to kick them out.
So we've got this incredible three-step assembly line, but how does it know how fast to run or what to focus on at any given moment? Well, that's where the supervisors come in this case, hormones that regulate the whole shebang. Take a hormone called aldosterone, for example. When your body lets this out, it's like a manager shouting an order down to the kidney factory floor. Hey, we need to hold on to more salt. And just like that, sodium reabsorption ramps up. As a direct result, potassium secretion also increases. It's a brilliant little system for regulating your blood pressure. Now, aldosterone isn't the only supervisor on the job. It works hand in hand with another major player, ADH. If you think of aldosterone as the salt manager, then ADH is the water manager. So if you're getting dehydrated, ADH tells your kidneys to pull back way more water, which is why your urine gets more concentrated. It's this beautiful partnership, this dance, that keeps the salt and water in your body in perfect balance.
So, let's just recap the whole thing. It's this amazing three-part system, right? You've got ultrafiltration, the big, messy, non-selective squeeze, then reabsorption, the smart recovery of everything valuable, and finally, secretion, the targeted removal of any leftover junk. It's a perfect self-regulating purification plant.
And that pretty much brings us to the end. It's just a remarkably elegant and sophisticated system, working away silently every minute of every day. It kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? If your kidneys are this smart, what other incredible hidden processes are keeping you alive right this second?